Hello, hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this video. Sorry it's been a delay in getting some yoga across. We've been trying to work out a way that I can record and upload. You know me, my technicals, if you come to any of my practices. So I just thought I'd have a quick look at getting the bit of movement back on the mat and just finding our way back around the mat. Nothing too crazy to start with. If this works great, then more videos will follow. So hi everybody. Just see what our body wants to do today. Let's start by just rolling the wrist out nice and easy, in anticipation for a little bit of effort through the upper body, through the shoulders. Just warm them out a little bit. This is going to be quite a gentle bit of movement compared to how we would normally do our practice, just to sort of let everybody have a little bit of yoga really, and hopefully we can just beef this up as the days progress, juice it up. Let's just take a nice easy twist. Just lengthen through the spine and bring the gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale here as we bring the left hand behind, right hand across and gaze over the left shoulder. Let's bring it into the front as we take a beautiful easy peasy side bend. Just quite swishy, quite swayy, quite soft. Inhale and exhale. Let's go around that again. We're just going to take that twist off to the right, bringing the gaze around. It's the most beautiful day. That twist off to the left. It's almost like you can forget what's happening outside for a little while. Let's bring this to the front. Take a side bend off to the left, just keeping that chest nice and open, and then a side bend off to the right. And then we're just going to take a soft forward fold, hanging over through the heart space, lengthening through the sit bones. And just ease yourself in, soft reach, nice and big on the breath. Let's draw this out, and we're just going to cross our legs the other way. So whichever way you were, flip them the other way. We're just going to repeat that, just making that nice even space through the back of the body, twisting over the right shoulder, breath in and breath out. Then we're going to draw that around as we twist over the left shoulder, breath in and breath out. Couple of easy side bends. Over we go, reaching through the right side, soft on the gaze, and then reaching through the left side, soft on the gaze. We're going to repeat that, mobilizing the spine again. Inhale as we rotate. Don't put any force through the chest here. Exhaling at the back. Inhale as we rotate. Exhaling at the back. Let's ease this in as we bring that lovely side bend. Over we go. Keeping the sit bones rooted on the right. Right hand down, keeping the sit bones rooted on the left. And then we're just going to take that lovely soft, that allows that breath to let go a little bit. Feel the ribs expand softly at the back as we inhale and exhale deeply. Oh, that feels nice. It always feels so nice to get on the yoga mat. Let's bring it over onto some hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Finding your cat back, pull your spine to the ceiling, tuck your belly nicely in. And just make some little circles around the spine here. We're just going to make circles, staying in cat back. Don't rush this. We want to open the vertebrae. We want to suck the belly up to the spine. And we just want the weight of the head here to just hang softly down. Let's change directions with the circle, keeping the press through the spine, always in that cat back, nice and easy. I'll try and not go too much into Sanskrit, because if you're newly looking at this, you won't have a clue what that means. Let's bring it into a cat back in the center now. Suck your belly up and draw the hips underneath, finding that rounding in the spine, pressing away through the hands. Bring the tail down to the feet as you take a variation of child pose and reaching out to swan. Soften the crown down and just lengthen the hands forward. Take that big breath through the back of the body. Inhale and exhale. Let's bring this up to a cat back, breathing in. And then a cow back, lift the tail. So plant the hands in as you open the chest and the gaze, drawing the hips up and the heart and gaze forward. Take a little swish of just the tail, trying to think about freedom in the coccyx, just freeing out that coccyx area a little bit. And then we're going to take this into a neutral spine, back into cat, back up we go, and then down into swan again. We're going to 5-pod the fingers. People who are not used to my practice, that means just lifting the finger ends into the floor, making it a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more active as we push down into the tail and reach out through the fingers. Feeling that space around the back of the shoulders here. Breathe in, breathe out. Take that lovely big, blowing it out. It's got blubber in your lips when you do the, quite nice, it's quite nice. Nobody can see you, so feel free. Bring the hands into the floor as we find our downward facing dog. Hands want to be underneath and in line with the shoulders initially, then we're going to press back. Take a paddle through the heels as we lift the sit bones, thinking about the spine before you even consider the hamstrings. So if you know that your heels will reach back, we're just going to take that soft reach back. If they won't, then bend your knees and find the strong spine first. Feel the spine before you think about reaching out through the back of the heels, planting down, heels in line with sit bones in line with shoulders, shoulders in line with hands, and we're just going to take a few breaths here. Allow that release of downward facing dog to just come in. Let's bring that right leg up and out behind, take a soft lift. Nice big stretch back. Bring it outside the right hand. We're just going to take an easy variation of Uttanapishtasana, sliding that left leg back. Take your toes out on your right foot and square through the shoulders, and just allow a little bit of space to form around the femur on the front leg, the hip flexor and quadricep on the back leg. If it is that you need to put this knee down because that leg feels heavy, then do that. If you're a little bit more further on in your practice, feel free to bring the elbows down here and just settle in. This is an easy one. We're not looking for big dynamic moves, we're just looking for some softness. You might not necessarily be able to kick that foot to the outside of your hand. You might need to walk it there and then just meet us here as we just let this space happen. So if you're still on your hands, we're going to come back up to join you. Onto the hands we go. Bring that left knee down, finding that lovely spread out around the heart, the groin space. Sorry, let's open out, open the chest. Get a nice big reach backwards. So finding that right hand reaching back to catch the foot. If it can't catch the foot, you might want to use a belt or a towel to pull it in. If it can, we're just going to rotate that gaze towards today what is the most beautiful blue sky. We're just allowing those hips to softly find some space. We're taking some hold rather than some flow today. Breathe easy. Let's let this go, bringing the hands in, find your downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale, take a breath back here. Pull the belly up to the spine, lengthening through the crown, heels reaching back. Left split breathing in, so that means just lifting that left leg and sending it up and back and taking it outside your left hand. You might end up going like this, doesn't matter. It's the journey that's important to get us to the destination. Let's take those toes out and find that curling in of the left ribs and chest. A little bit of movement, nothing too forceful, just letting softness happen. We don't really want any edges on this movement. We want it to feel fluid. Again, if that back leg feels heavy, then put it down to the floor. Bringing the elbows in, we're just going to take a soft reach down into Uttanapishtasana, a variation of lizard with the toes turned out. Just make it a little bit softer around the femur, a little bit less strong, a bit less dynamic. Let the breath happen. Let the release happen. The more you soften, keeping your face soft, keeping your breath soft, the more chance you have of settling in, especially to the hip postures. Leaving the toes turned out here, we're going to drop the back knee. Then we're going to come up onto our hands, weighting to the right side as we pick up the left foot. Finding that big reach back. That might be enough for you because you can't connect with the foot. Or you may have a belt or a towel. We're just going to bring that roll in. Open the heart and the gaze. Breathe easy. Breathe easy. We're holding. We're just going to let it happen. Obviously, if this length of hold makes you go, wow, then just come out. Take a swan. We'll soon be back into downward facing dog. Let's bring the hands in, breath in. Adho Mukha Savasana, which is downward facing dog. Sorry, it's really hard for me to not jump into Sanskrit here. Take a breath. Take a little hop up the mat. So that might be a jump for those that are jumping. It might be a little walk for those that are walking. Either way, we're coming to the top end of our mat and we're going to find a bent leg forward fold. So tuck the ribs in to the thighs, bring the hands around at the back and give yourself a little bit of a cuddle there, hanging the head down. I wanted today to just feel releasing, really, after what has been quite a tough couple of weeks. Just from here, bring the hands behind, interlace the fingers. What we'd like to do is reach them up to the ceiling and just let that space softly go. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Bringing the hands down to the buttocks. Keeping your legs bent, bring your gaze forwards. We've got a lovely soft back. Keeping the legs bent, we're going to come from here to chair pose. So inhale, exhale, up we go. So we want to feel like we're sitting down as we dynamically reach up. Breath in and breath out. Thumbs to heart, breathe in, forward fold. Straightening the legs now. Whatever that means to you. That might mean you're about here, or it might mean you can come all the way over the top into forward fold, Uttanasana. Lengthening through the head and finding that release yet again. Bending the knees underneath. We're going to come back into chair pose. Inhale here, exhale, up we go. Lots of energy upstairs now. Lots of planting down of the feet. 2 more breaths. And 1. Thumbs to heart, breath in. Uttanasana, fold forward, fold, breathing out. Interlace the hands again, soften the knees. Start to shift your gaze forward. We're going to come all the way up. Push the heart forward. Straightening through the legs. Push the hips. Leaving the chin in the chest for now. Your choice if you want to open that gaze fully. Ease it back there. Releasing the hands, bring the hands to the ceiling, breath into the sky. Today, to the sky. Thumbs to heart, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Hop, skip, jump. Downward facing dog. Take a right split, breathe in, big reach. Kicking it through to the front of the mat. Turn your left heel in. It's never a bad day for warrior 2. Let's sit down into the legs, keeping the sternum central, big reach out. Shift your gaze over your front hand. Breathe easy here. Spread through the feet. Breathe easy. Lovely. Bring that right hand into the floor. Bring the left hand in. Come onto your toes. Find that lovely reach. Just freeing through the hips again. A little bit of a different feeling around the hips because our front leg is more central to our body. Bring the hands in as we take a downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Take a left split, breathe in. Bring it to the front of the mat for warrior 2. Don't worry if you need to sort of take 2 or 3 pushes to get that foot through. Roll that knee out over the ankle. Roll the chest open. Sit down into the legs as we reach out. Bring your gaze along your front fingers. Finding the energy through all of the soles of the feet. Through the toes. Coming in through the spine. And reaching out through the front fingers on the left hand. Two hands into the floor. Come onto your toes on your back foot. Lengthen through the crown as we ease our gaze forward. Just feel that spread out around the Muladhara chakra again, the squeezing of the hips together. Hands into the floor, Adho Mukha Savasana, downward facing dog. Take a right split as we reach it all the way out. Bring it to the front of the mat. Turn your toes in as we swish and sway our way down to Prasarita Padasana, heels reaching out. So this might mean this for you, or you might be able to get a block or a book to lean onto, because we want to keep a straight back. We want that heart to tip underneath, that crown to soften down, that lovely softness that releases us into this beautiful forward fold. Let the hands reach softly behind your palms to the ceiling if this space is affordable to you. If it's not, you're going to be leaning on a block. Your knees might be a bit bent. You're going to be leaning on a book. You're going to be saying, oh, I wish you'd be quiet. We need to come out. If you need to come out, come out. Take yourself back into the mat and down into swan. One more big release breath here. Then we're going to bring the hands to the front and find a lovely flat back. That sort of lift of the sit bones to bring that cow back feel into this. Left hand into the middle, find the soft twist. Drape the right hand behind your back loosely. Open the chest and the gaze. Feeling the length from the sit bones to the crown. Let's draw this in, breath in. Bringing the right hand in. Nice and softly rolling through. Heart and gaze are open. That left hand wants to just feel quite loose and floppy behind the back. No real pressure. Then releasing down, last time for Prasarita Padasana. Then coming to the top of the mat. Finding your downward facing dog. Finding that little hop up the mat to sit us down. Extending the legs fully. And taking the lie down. And that's going to be us today. We're not going to go crazy. That might have been crazy for you. That might have felt enough for you. Let the palms flop open. Let the jaw be soft. Let the feet fall open. And we're just going to take a few moments of breath connection. In this current time, connecting to the breath has probably never been more important. So let's connect to the rising and the falling of the lower belly, of the ribs, of the chest. And feel no tension around the hips, around the shoulders, and around the jaw, as we can just be. Softly, we're going to start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Maybe take a lick of the lips. Maybe a stretch. And then bringing yourself slowly back on to your bottoms. Namaste. Stay well.